My name is Aaron. This is Tofu and the crew, and I'm the only crew here. But hi, I have decided I wanted to do some weekly stuff for some North American League of Legends. I love my region. I have been watching League of Legends like competitively since season 2. I remember like first seeing like toys and everything with TPA like winning and everything, and made me want to play Orianna and Anivia. But obviously that was like 30 years ago. I'm a different person now, and I wanted to kind of go over what this week looks like. I didn't do this last week because I didn't think about it, but actually in the LCS Discord, they asked to do like a video of like your thoughts on the standings and stuff, and I got a little inspired. So we're gonna go over what's gonna be going on this week. 4 matches. Some of these matches are not made the same. That's life. But let's go over it. We have a few things just to get us started. Who am I? I am a peak Emerald 3 garbage can. I am an AD carry player. I talked about this a little bit in my, in our, the league video. I can't think. Words are hard. But I posted in that and talked about how I'm an AD carry player. I play like Jhin, Caitlyn. I play pretty much anything. I've been playing this game forever. But I've been watching North American leagues consistently since season 2. I've been watching since like Sneaky and like all the C9 crew were, was it Quantum? I can't remember the exact name of them. But like Jace. Sneaky playing Jace bottom of Lemon for a poke comp, and like it was cool shit ever, man. Just a bunch of dudes just hanging out. League back then is not the same as it is now. Like it was a lot more grassroots, and like that's another conversation for another video. A little bit more. My favorite roster ever is like the 2016 Renegades roster. I prefer the Challenger Series roster that had Maple Street instead of Freeze. Nothing against Freeze, but this roster, maybe I was just an impressionable kid and I'm like, damn, the guy with the mask is really cool. Or it's like watching Remy, watch her play Thresh and just be like, this is like the coolest bitch to ever live. Like, I absolutely adore this team. Also, rest in peace, Remilia. That's a whole conversation for another time, but you deserve better. My stuff is on the right there. My name is Remy Jeggings, #good. Feel free to add me. We can run it down together. I would love that. I need people to play with. Let's play. But yeah, let's do it. Let's get started. I don't think this will be a very long video. There's not a lot of matches here, and I'm not going to go super in depth. This is all just kind of no script as always. We're just letting it fly off the dome piece here. But let's go. Shopify Rebellion versus Team Liquid. Before we start, I have kind of like a color coding like list here of like who I think is like better in the lane, or like better in general in their role. So like green, there's like a clear advantage, like this person is better than their counterparts. Yellow is like situationally even. I think there's some like on a good day from both players, either player can win. Red is just, I'm sorry, dude. Go next. Like, it's a bit of a rough one. There's obviously different levels to this, and then I only give one purple out, and that is like the universally gapped. Basically saying, out of all the games of the weekend, this is the person that is gapped the hardest. You will probably immediately think of who this player is, because they are the best player in North America and have been for years. That being said, let's just get into it, dude. I'm excited. Shopify ITL. This is not going to be close. I am not convinced of... Actually, I'm not convinced of either of these rosters, to be honest. Shopify played against Dignitas last week. I don't think it's a shocker or, like, really a surprise to say I think Dignitas is the worst team in the league by, like, a very large margin. That being said, like Shopify getting a 2-0 win, I mean, that's like a win you have to get. This is something where it's like you need to get this win, because if you don't get this win, I think your entire season might just be fucked to begin with. I think in terms of like players though, Morgan is definitely better than Fudge. I think Fudge had a good weekend last week. 2 pretty good games, but I'm not convinced. Like, it's hard to say because, again, it's like Dignitas, like, they're just not good. I'm just not convinced on anyone on that team outside of, like, Photon. But that's another conversation. We'll get there in a little bit. But I think Jose and Contracts, they are both, like, very solid players. Contracts, when he is on, is, like, the best player in the league. Like, dude is crazy. But Jose has been playing really well as well. I think Quid and Zinni, Quid has not been playing as he should be. This dude is, like, getting paid a lot of money to just be okay. And I don't think that's acceptable for, like, what he was expected to do on this team. I think Zinni, he's playing better. Better than the lock-in for sure. I think him and Contracts have a lot of work to do in order to make this Shopify team not like 7th. B-Voy is also in that camp. B-Voy and Seos are just a strictly worse bot lane than Yon JJ. But I guess let's start there. I am not convinced this Yon JJ lane is good anymore. I know. I'm sorry. Watching them just get dumpstered last week, I don't know. I feel like if there's a lot on this team that has to, like, impress me, because there's some, like, serious money in this TL team, right? Quiz getting paid a fuck ton, like, Yon and Core getting paid, Morgan, but, like, Jose too. I think out of, like, the people that need to perform, I think, like, Morgan is not that high on that list. I don't think Jose is either. It is mid lane and bot lane. And I think both lanes are underperforming. Quid should be, like, the best mid laner in the league. He is not. Yon Core should be one of the best bot lanes, if not the best bot lane in the league. They are not. That being said, I do think they will have a really good matchup going into B-Voy and Seos. I don't think they're going to have much issue. Yeon and B-Voy can play, like, super good, and I think he gets to about Yeon's level if they're playing, like... It's hard, right? I think Core versus Seos, I think it is, like, night and day. I think Core has been playing the worst of the two. Core's been having a lot of trouble in the last, like, I don't know, lock-in plus now. I mean, he's been having trouble before then, but that's another conversation. I don't think they're going to have any problems with this team, but the problem is, like, Yon and Core refuse to just lose a lane. And, like, they talked about it on broadcast last week, and I'm glad, I forget if it was Jat or... I think it was Jat now that I think about it. I think Jat was talking about that they refuse to just lose a lane and will try and win a lane that is, like, losing, and then they will just, like, get destroyed. That happened in game 2, I believe. And it was ugly. It was really ugly. I really want them to, like, show, like, hey, even in losing matchups, we can actually play the game. It could have just been a bad game. I'm completely fine with that. But, like, they need to perform. If they do not perform, like, there is a chance that Shopify does win this series, or at least takes a game. But I'm not convinced with either of these rosters, to be honest. Like, I think Contracts and Zinni have to put in a lot of work to make this, like, roster work. I think Fudge, at best, is going to go even with the other top laners, excuse me. Zinni, if he performs, can be one of the better mids in the league. But, like, it seems like a really bad situation for Zinni. Obviously, this is outsider looking in, right? But I'm not convinced. They really have to convince me here. Like, I think it's a quick 2-0 for TL. I think if Core and Yon aren't on point, though, I think Shopify can take a game. I don't think they take the series. But that's really all I want to say about these teams. Like, neither of these teams are inspiring to me. I watch these teams and I'm just... I'm good. So next... I would say day 1, by the way. Saturday is going to be a lot less exciting than Sunday. Sunday's got some bangers. Saturday... Do we have Lion versus Dignitas? I guess it kind of goes without saying. This is our purple for the week. Inspired versus XU. I'm just gonna let this kind of, like, speak for itself. I think this is just what can I say about Lion that has not been said, right? I think the only way Dig takes a game is if Photon gaps Dokla, which can happen. Dokla played pretty bad on last weekend. I think obviously you're playing in the Thanatos. Thanatos is crazy good, and like there's a lot of just really bad. There's just a lot of bad decision making, you know. But I would say like there is like I don't need to talk about this game. Like this is gonna be a quick 2-0. Let's just move on with our days and we can get ready for Sunday, which our next game. Oh baby. Now this is gonna be a fun fucking game. FlyQuest disguised. I love both of these teams. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here. I promise this won't take long. Disguised and FlyQuest are doing what Dignitas should be doing. Dignitas is like beating a dead horse. FlyQuest and Disguise said, we just got a new horse. Sure, we gotta train it up a little bit, but goddamn, this horse moving quick, dog. Look at this guy. You have fucking Griffin just hand-checking everybody. You have, like, Castle, even though he's been playing forever, playing like a man possessed. Like, arguably, like, top 3 top laners in the league. I would say that, like, for sure. Like, this dude's crazy. Sajed and Call Me are fucking crazy. Kryra is the best Mundo in the server. Like, I'm bringing it back down. I think the biggest differences in these teams is mid and support. I think Quad gets gapped by Call Me. I think Cryogen gaps Lions. It's hard though. I would say like there's levels to this, right? There's levels to everything. But excuse me. Take a sip of my Baja Blast. Taco Bell, sponsor me. Cryo has been really impressing me. I really like this dude. He's got a great personality. I think both of these teams, you kind of see it in the bullet points. Like, I think these are the 2 most fun teams to watch in the entire league. I think this is probably going to be the most fun series outside of like some real clown fiestas that might happen later down the line. In terms of just like 2 teams and how they stack up, these 2 teams want to fist fight you to the death. These are going to be bloody games. This entire series is going to be a fucking massacre. Like, there's a lot of kills happening here. And I think this is going to be the most fun series to watch all split. Outside of, like, maybe getting in the playoffs. In terms of regular season, I don't think anything comes close. I would say DSG will probably win this series 2-1. I think Call Me is playing really well. I think Call Me is, like, out of the Disguise roster, and like, I think Call Me is an import. Is he Korean? I think he might be. As someone who has watched North American League of Legends and has watched about 1 million Korean imports just shit their pants when they get here because the culture's so different and teams don't, yada yada. There's reasons. I don't need to go into it. But watching Call Me is such a fucking breath of fresh air. I don't think Quad's bad by any means. I really like Quad, actually. He's one of my favorite mid laners in the league. I do think Call Me gaps the shit out of him, though. That's just how I see it. I think Cryo has been really impressing me. Like, this dude is playing really well. He's playing really well with Griffin. Like, Masu Cryogen laning has been solid the entire, like, even lock-in was good. Obviously, bad games. They're rookies. They have a lot to learn in terms of, like, macro and stuff. This team, if they stay together, only gets better. Griffin is fucking just, he's a freak, dude. What a menace. I love this guy. This FlyQuest roster is so much fun. Gat Ghost is like, even like on counter picks, is like, I would say the most stable part of this team. He's never like 0-20, but he's always like either like a little behind, keeping even, or like slightly ahead. It's never like blowing you out. Which, like, Griffin will be the exact opposite. He's either inting for crab for the umpteenth time, or, like, that dude's, like, 30-0, right? There's, on the other side, I think, so Disguise is my favorite team in the split right now. Like, this team, I love watching. Castle is one of my favorite players, like, ever. I really, really, really like this guy. I think his trajectory from where he was been, especially like even on Immortals trying to carry their lifeless corpses across the finish line, like seeing this dude kind of blossom into just like, you have like Thanatos, you have like Dokla, and then it's like who, right? I would put Castle third. I would put Castle third, and he's only getting better, dude. Like, I am so impressed with this guy's team. They're bringing NA rookies, and obviously this guy's isn't all rookies, right? And also not all North American. So you can make the same argument on the other side. But like, what they're doing and giving these players the spotlight that normally like, oh, we'll just add like, I don't know, like, no offense, Palafox, but we'll add like Palafox and like some other like AD that's like been around. We'll put like, bring Turtle out of retirement or something. Like, no one is excited seeing that. You'll get some like nostalgia, like, oh, Turtle's playing again, yeah, that's awesome, and then he's like 0-30 on like a 2-10 team. Like, new fresh blood into the scene is good for the league, plain and simple. And I think Disguised and FlyQuest do the best job out of all of it. Quad needs to improve, straight up. Like, this dude, he got a lot of flack on the old FlyQuest roster, and I don't think it's necessarily fair to him. There was a lot of problems with that old FlyQuest team. I won't go into it because that's like a whole can of worms that I don't need to get into. But like, Quad has been not playing well for a while. He's been either okay to like detrimental. I don't think he's been having like pop-off performances that I can think of recently. So I do think if FlyQuest are to win this series, Quad needs to step up considerably. And Griffin has to like pop the fuck off as well. I think Masu and Gatkos can just kind of do their thing. They're never like detrimental to the team. Gatkos has had a couple bad games, but like in the grand scheme of things, like he's like playing carry top laners most of the time. Like, he's like pulled out the Aurelia a few times. Like, his Nar's pretty good. He's got some good stuff in the bag, you know. But on the other side, like, it's hard, man. This is going to be a very close series. I don't think this is going to be a 2-0. I think this is definitely a 2-1. Who takes it? Like I said, I think it's Disguised, but if there's any game that's where any team that's like, this is like a 2-1 and it's like last fight, like real fucking close, it's this one. Watch this game. These games are going to be sick. And last but not least, Cloud9 Sentinels. Cloud9 fans, you might want to turn your ears off for a second. I have a lot of problems with this team. We'll kind of go over just like, you guys can see the color coordination. Thanatos definitely beats the shit out of Impact. APA beats Dark Wings, and Vulcan definitely beats Huhi. So let's talk about like one of the problems. Blabber kind of washed, dog. I think it's been like a common sense of like, Blabber's like not playing as good as he would, and like he used to be like so much better, and then Inspired put his foot in the door and on his throat. And I don't think that's necessarily fair for Blabber, right? He's had a lot of like, he's been like dominant forever, right? But like, he's not the same player he used to be, you know? Like, I am not convinced with Blabber. Watching him in lock-in, watching him like, even last week, like the first game against Lion, dude got like giga gapped. It was not close. He got put on tank duty the rest of the series and was just there. I'm good. I think Hambach has been playing really well. I don't think this Sentinels team, I think they definitely punched up for lock-in. I am not convinced of this team very much at all. The only two like bright spots for this team for me are Hambach and Rahel. Obviously it's the Koreans, funny. But Hambach has been playing really well, like especially from how he was playing in lock-in. His trajectory is just going up. Very, very impressive what this kid is doing. And then Rahel, I think Rahel and Sven are a lot closer than, I think they're closer than more people would say they are. I am not a big proprietor of Sven. I don't dislike Sven. Getting caught on mid-wave, like the Crowny special, is also the Sven special, right? I think Sven is definitely better than Rahel, but it would not surprise me to see Rahel like outlane or like do better in team fights. Like Rahel has like that X factor, you know? It's like that stuff you can't really like talk about or like put into words. Where it's like all of a sudden something just clicks, right? And dude just pops off. Sven is a lot more consistent. So like for me, I think Sven is better, but it would not surprise me to see Rahel like do well in this series. Biggest thing, I think C9 2-0s this pretty easy. However, ring-a-ding, this is a fucking trap game. This is like, obviously C9 beat Lion, and like maybe I'm just downplaying on C9 and just like I'm not a big C9 guy. I don't trust this team. How can I trust this team? You know, like this team is addicted to choking. Like all. I need to be convinced they are regular season warriors. When it matters, they shit their pants. I don't. I would say the biggest shining point of this entire team is Thanatos. Like Thanatos. God, dude, what a talent. How good is this kid? Like, he's so much better than almost every other top laner in the league. I think, like, he's so good. And, like, again, I'm not a C9 guy, but, like, when someone's got it, they got it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I think Impact, I don't want to say retire, because that's, like, very, like, negative and, like, very, like, mean, but like we're league players. Like means just like it's not a bug, it's a feature, you know. I'm not convinced Impact has what it takes anymore. He looked bad in his series last week. I think he's going to get dog walked this week by Thanatos. I don't think it's going to be close. Another thing I wanted to kind of talk about, I'm not a Dark Wings guy either. He's just a control mage player, and like, this also sounds mean. Watching him feels very much like I turn nameplates off, and this is just like a Masters or Challenger mid laner, just plug and play. You can put in anybody. You could put like a challenger player in his place, and I think the results are near the same. Watching him feels very uninspiring. Not saying he's bad. Like, that's not what I'm saying here at all. But like, there is so much more that can be done here. And I just feel like Dark Wings doesn't bring that, I guess, fire, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not convinced with him. It's something. It's something that it doesn't feel right in my heart. And then lastly, Vulcan Hui. Vulcan's just kind of him. Like, he's so consistently good. And Hui is like the opposite of consistent. Same sort of idea as Sven, but I think it is on a much like wider like metric. Vulcan, you never see Vulcan like full sprinting it, right? But Hui, it's like once or twice a game that dude is like running it down, trying to find some like crazy flank, or like going for vision on like Lulu with like no enemy jungler information. Like every once in a while, there's some blunders there, but like Hui also has kind of that X factor where it's like, especially on like Nico, I think his Nico is actually pretty good. But like Flash Proto Pop Blossom on the like 3 or 4 from like a bush when they don't see him. Like there's some like big plays, even like was it last week or was it Login? He had like a crazy 4-man ult that like completely swinged one of the games for his team. But like I don't value that more than I valued how consistently good Vulcan is. And even like the difference between like Sven and Vulcan is like Sven is consistently good, but like never has like the crazy pop-off moments for me. Vulcan has crazy pop-off moments for me, like I don't want to say consistently, but quite a lot. dude plays like super well. And like his bard is crazy. I miss you, Busio. Please come back. We miss you in North America. Please come home. But I just value that consistency so much. But like having both is like it's best of both worlds, right? That being said, we're done. Not many games. Best of threes, which is nice. But thank you so much for watching. I want to start try doing this weekly. It's fun to just kind of hang out and just talk about like shit I don't really get to. Let me know if you guys like this format. Obviously, this is not a super sketch, like not sketch, but like it's super rough to look at. I made this in about 45 minutes on Google Slides, just on a whim. So we're just letting it rip. The webcam's new. Hi. I just let me know what you guys think. I want to start trying doing this weekly, because North America needs more content creators, especially for like, you have like Europe where it's like you have like Yamato, Cadril, Yonkos, like you have so many different content creators over there, and all of them are so big and like care so deeply about their region. In North America, it's like you get like the co-streams, and like that's really it. And like obviously I'm not sitting here saying I'm good at the game or like my analysis is right, but like hearing from just a dude that's watching the game and versus like a professional has its own merit in itself, right? I'm a fucking plat 1, like 43% win rate player. Don't ask about it. The start of the season was so goddamn bad. We're going in the upward trajectory. We're getting out of platinum. We're going to emerald this weekend. But I want to start doing this. If you like this format, if you like me, hey, first off, thanks. Secondly, just like, comment. I don't know if you should subscribe, but just more than anything, I'm looking for feedback. I want us to make this not so scuffed next time and put a bit more effort into it. Just give me some feedback. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for spending some time with me, and thank you for the company. I will see you in the next one. See ya.